Hello, welcome to this update. This is a very quick update today, just to mention some severe weather and also some freezing temperatures. So let's see. There's this light risk in Tennessee and Kentucky today. This was updated because the area was slightly different a few hours ago. So there's this marginal risk as well. Goes all the way to southern Alabama, Georgia, and all the way to West Virginia. So it does show some 5% hail with this, with a few of those storms, especially wind, 15% chance damaging winds, Kentucky, central Tennessee, and it does show a 5% tornado threat now. When I checked this like 3 hours ago, it was just a 2%, so this is totally new. There's this 2% and now a 5%. There's this 2% there in Alabama, Georgia as well. So please be careful in those areas, especially in Tennessee, those storms. Scattered severe thunderstorms are expected late this afternoon through the evening across parts of the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. A few marginal severe storms also develop in the central Gulf Coast states this afternoon and overnight. So be careful those areas and stay safe. And check this link on the description because to see the more updates information. So they do mention here a tornado risk in addition for threat to damaging gusts and perhaps March's severe hail combined by the stronger storms. A mix of linear storm modes and supercells are expected through the early to mid-evening as activity moves east. Storms and the severe risk probably lessen the southern Appalachians before diminishing overnight. So be careful in those areas, stay safe especially today. Tomorrow, just a few general storms in the Midwest and the South. And day three, there's this marginal array along the northeastern Gulf Coast and the southeast coast. So be aware. Isolated return storms possible Sunday midday into the early evening across South Atlantic coastal plain and North Florida, far southeast Virginia. So be careful in those areas. And there's also an elevated fire threat for Saturday, shows here across Colorado and to Kansas, the North Oklahoma Panhandle. So be careful. And let's see here those that snow and those temperatures. So there's a lot of snow in central Canada today, especially in Ontario and Quebec. So be careful if you are out there, and some high probabilities in the higher Cascades and the Rockies. So be aware as well. Day two, not much, but that's showing still in Canada. Day three spreads into the upper Midwest on Sunday, possibly some snow. Day four, even the Appalachians, a slight probabilities on Monday. Day five, upper New York, spots there in New York still by day six in the up and the Sierra Nevada. Day seven, mostly along the west. So be careful. Excessive rainfall, barely anything. So the rainfall in general does show more along the east, especially the northeast, so some more rain next 7 days, Florida a little bit. There's this huge dry sections centered around Texas, and there's more rain expected, especially on the west coast, even to Southern California next week. So be aware. And yeah, let's see. These models here, the GFS shows that big chunk of snow in Quebec and Ontario today, Friday. This goes there, some freezing rain, New Brunswick as well. By Saturday, this Saturday midday into the afternoon. And that shows some snow in the northern plains as well. Tomorrow, Saturday, goes into the upper Midwest, some freezing rain, British Columbia possibly by Saturday night, even to southern Canada there, spots into Ontario, some snow and ice, and then this leaves still some snow and ice by Monday in eastern Canada there, and more ice possible, some sleet on Tuesday in eastern Canada, and more snow meandering the northeastern US as well. And so be careful, shows that rain in the west coast next week. And the GFS already has some crazy stuff about ice in the northeast next week, but let's not trust this yet. So there's the European model shows like there's snow into the high plains today, the northern plains actually, and into Canada. This goes a little bit of snow in the upper Midwest, into New England, New York, a few spots there, and a few showers or thunderstorms in the south side of the low pressure system Monday as well in the northeast. Then the snow thickens into Canada and some ice as well by Monday, Tuesday into eastern Canada there, and possibly a lot of ice in eastern Quebec Tuesday. So be careful. This goes. And later on, the show some ice snows possible in Canada again by next Saturday, the other week, and the rest is too far. So be aware in those areas. And these temperatures are definitely below average now. So the European shows this huge blast coming down. This is like much, much below average. And on Sunday, this goes. This like much, 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 much below average by Monday, covering a big chunk of the country. So please stay warm. And these much below average temperatures go as far south as Florida. Might be a falling iguana or two. And then this goes and some above average temperatures dominate the west, southwest later. And still watching the future after that. So please be careful, stay safe. Let's just check these maps here. They might help for snow. So shows like next 48 hours, so some snow there in the northern plains, especially North Dakota. So some of the first snow of the season, so 1 to 4 inches, a few spots, around 3 inches mostly. And the mountains next 48 hours, close to 10 inches, and some very high peaks there, and a few spots, mostly like 4 to 8 inches in the Rockies into the Cascades. Next 2 days, some in northern Maine as well. Michigan shows a little bit in the upper Midwest, so be aware that snow and ice, not really. The map doesn't show anything, there won't be anything for now, but you never know. But if your eyes are really good, you can see like a tiny bit in central New Hampshire there. That's like less than an inch, but just worth knowing. So be aware. And none of this is less than an inch, but like I mean less than 0.05. So be aware, but practically nothing. Just something you should be aware are these wind gusts. So only the next 24 hours, so now it's Friday until Saturday evening, some damaging gusts there in Montana, spots in Wyoming as this trough comes in, and spots in the northern high plains too. So be aware in those areas. And what you should most be aware about are these temperatures. So Texas is still chilling, so 90 degrees, and in Southern California into Florida, but the minimum temperatures are dropping to like 19 degrees Fahrenheit in the north, spots like in the low teens in the Rockies, deep in the mountains during the night, so be careful. Shows during the day still warm enough in the south, but some 20s, 30s there in the north. That's during the day, so during the night, take a look at this. Sunday morning, 9 degrees Fahrenheit, northern North Dakota. Last time we made this video, you were showing like 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it has dropped down to 9. So like pack your most powerful jackets. Please be careful. And let's see, some 33, some 30s all the way down to Texas, some 20s. And I say this because this is like the first major cold wave of autumn. Of course, winter will be much colder than this, but just be aware because this is like the first one. So shows this some 20s, teens scattered across the high plains to the Midwest, and some 30s, 20s to the Northeast. So please stay safe. And this is just one forecast. It changes all the time too, so don't get crazy. But shows like some 6 degrees Fahrenheit there in North Dakota Sunday morning. So just be aware. And Sunday afternoon shows still some 20s, even 30, 28 during the day. That's the maximum temperatures. Shows still quite hot in Florida, southern Arizona, and those areas. And Monday morning, the 10th, not that harsh, but still some 12 Fahrenheit in North Dakota. Take a look at this. Some 30s all the way down to Texas. So this is coming further south than expected, because on the last update, it was the cold stayed further north, but now some tourists in Alabama, Mississippi, Florida's kind of escaping, but most a big chunk of the country under 20s, teens, and 30s degrees Fahrenheit. So please stay safe during the day on Monday. Shows in the Appalachians, still some active temperatures, spots there in the north, and still above average in the southwest, especially in Arizona and California, still above average. Then the cold moves further east on Tuesday, shows like some 20s, all the way from Maine to Alabama. This is a big, big cold wave, show like some 20s all across the Midwest and through the northern plains as well, and even Florida to the low 30s. Good luck, Florida. And show spots there in Texas, some high 30s, spots in the Rockies, still cold. So be careful. Day 5, Tuesday afternoon, shows some 70s in the southern plains, slightly getting warmer, but still colder in the Appalachians, Northeast, on Tuesday afternoon. And then Wednesday morning, still some 30s in the north, in the Rockies, spots in the Cascades, Sierra Nevada, and still in the southeast, some 30s and 20s into the northeast. So still be careful during the middle of next week. Wednesday seems much warmer, especially across the central southern areas, but Thursday morning shows like there's still nothing here. But please be careful in those areas and stay safe. If that's in the US, Canada must be much colder. So let's see here. Alright, this Friday to like minus 22 degrees Celsius, central Canada. That's Nunavut in the north, but like central southern areas, some even to minus 13. So Friday into Saturday morning, it does reach like some minus 26 in Nunavut. Please be careful. Minus 14 and scattered across most of northwestern Canada. Those negative temperatures into Alaska, deep into the like teens Fahrenheit, even like 1 Fahrenheit, a few spots in Alaska. So be careful. And shows in eastern Canada, some negative temperatures as well. 1, -1, -6. So be careful. Saturday, during the day, it doesn't really warm up much. It does warm up because spots southern Alberta go up to 6 degrees, but like these are your relative maximum temperatures during the day. So yeah, cold. And then Sunday morning, this does come further down, spots like some minus 23 degrees Celsius, Nunavut, most of central to southern Canada, negative temperatures Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon it comes further south, it's like coming. And then the west is improving, but the east still cold. Sunday into Monday morning, take a look at this. The cold goes all the way down there into the US, like I showed you, like some minus 14, central Canada still, spots there to -9, especially to northern provinces. So be careful Monday, Tuesday, and the cold settles deeper into eastern Canada there, especially the major cities, some active temperatures Tuesday morning, and then Wednesday slightly better, but still pretty cold. So be careful, and especially Alaska and the Northwest later into next week, very cold. And the Arctic there, -28 or even less, but that's very far. So be careful, and especially be careful the wind chills, like the feels like temperatures both in the US and Canada, you might feel much colder than the actual temperature. So please be aware, and some frostbite, don't be exposed in the open with this, and please stay safe. The GFS, the models are quite similar too, so stay safe in those areas. Just watch out for the wind gusts. There's this gigantic wind field here through, all the way from the Hudson Bay to Atlantic Canada, and then some of it is bringing some high gusty Appalachians and spots in the Great Lakes too. So that's next Wednesday, so I just jumped to next Wednesday. So let's go to Friday today. There in the northwestern US, some higher gusts in Montana, in those areas, even like 50 to 60 mile per gust, a few spots in the Rockies. So Friday today, Saturday, some stronger winds in the high plains there, some central plains as well because of the trough, and some strong winds near North Manitoba, Hudson Bay. Saturday, Sunday shows like another trough into the Pacific, British Columbia, some high gusts in the 70s, 80s km per gust. Not 80s yet, but like 60 to 70 km per gust, even to 80. That's Sunday. And then Monday shows like still pretty windy in the Rockies there in Canada, and spots in Nunavut, northern Alberta too, and even the southeastern US, quite breezy down to the Gulf. If you are in northern Mexico, like the Yucatan, shows some strong winds as well. That are in southern Mexico and the Pacific. Cuba, you are very tropical, but you get the first taste of winter because the European model has the winds from this front going as far south as Cuba. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and that it diminishes later. So be aware. In the south it diminishes, but in the north it gets stronger. Shows some very high wind gusts in Atlantic Canada by next Tuesday into next Wednesday, and spots in the northeastern US mid next week as well. So that's still far, but we'll keep watching. Be aware. But there's another dangerous thing about to happen, and it's down in the Caribbean. The models have some tremendous amounts of rainfall in Honduras next 5 days. Today's Friday until next Wednesday shows close to 300 millimeters northern Honduras into Guatemala from leftover moisture in the Caribbean. So please stay safe. Some areas there across northern Honduras and spots in Costa Rica and to Nicaragua. Please be careful. Even southern Mexico is heavier in a few areas there, and some rain across Cuba as well, the Bahamas, the Dominican Republic, some showers, Jamaica, and a few showers in some tropical thunderstorms in the Caribbean, especially further southeast. So be careful. Those areas that GFS is similar, but it's further south with like 300 meters in San Andres, but it does have a lot in Honduras too. The icon is all over the place around Central America, so please stay safe in those areas, and we'll keep watching. So be careful. The model itself shows like just a lot of moisture day to day pounding those areas. So be careful. Southern Belize might get a lot too. And just be aware, but no tropical cyclones expected, just some heavy rain. So be aware, just making sure here. Of course, there's nothing, but like, let's just see it. And I don't know why the Wi-Fi is so bad, but it's quite bad here, so still nothing. The next 7 days, in my personal opinion, I don't think we'll have anything else this year, but you never know. The Eastern Pacific is quiet as well, so be aware, and let's see. Just some more temperatures down in Central America, just to see if this cold will reach all the way there. Not really. The highlands in Mexico slightly colder during the night, but like during the day, still quite warm to hot spots, western, northern Mexico, even down to Guatemala. And but it does get chillier during the night in a few areas, but still kind of hot northwestern Mexico near California too. So be aware and stay safe.